It's the NSYNC movie that no one asked for and no one wanted to see. We saw On the Line, so you know what that means.
Now it's time for How Did This Get Made? We're gonna have a good time, celebrate some failure, not just be a hater. Cause you know you wonder, how did this get made? Let's wallow in the mediocrity of subpar art. Perhaps we'll find the answer to the question, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to How Did This Get Made? I am joined, as always, by June and Jason. Hello to you both.
Hi, Paul.
What's going on?
Jason is, of course, not in studio right now. You're in New York, and so that equates for the...
That's why I sound weird, guys.
Yeah,
that's why I sound weird.
You're in a toaster. We are joined today by a very funny...
And by toaster, you mean a Cylon.
Yeah, man. A frack. Oh, what the frack?
What's
frack
up,
that.
frack? Frack you.
We are joined by the very funny Ike Barinholtz, who you might have seen on Mad TV or Eastbound and Down this season. He played the Russian pitcher. Welcome, Ike.
Hey now, thank you for having me.
Oh, we're very excited. Now, this is a movie that, Ike, you recommended to us.
Right. Well, we were talking about it, and you're like, God, it's tough to find movies that we, because we know people who make movies now, and we don't want to offend anyone. I go, I think I know a movie that no one is involved with.
Yeah, and this is this movie On the Line. Just to give you an idea,
Yeah.
It was released in 2001.
Yeah.
It was an NSYNC movie with Joey Fatone and Lance Bass, and man, it's kind of a romantic comedy,
Yes.
right?
I mean, I'd say besides 9/11, it's the worst thing to happen in 2001.
This was released in 2001.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that changes things.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of
Interesting.
people say that this movie is why they attacked us on 9/11.
Well, I heard that they were just trying to get the planes over here just to see it.
Yeah. Lance Bass is huge in Saudi Arabia. He's huge.
Lance Bass, okay, so he plays a guy who, according to this movie, this is where I'm most confused.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy who is dating,
Yeah.
but he's just clams up when he finds the right girl?
Yes.
Is that like, so like every one of these characters is not really black and white. It's kind of all shades of gray.
Yeah, very nebulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no clear choices on anyone.
No,
Like-
I gotta say, I always feel bad for like the writer. I always just imagine like when the writer finds out who their lead's gonna be, and the
Yeah.
producer's like, so we got the lead. Say primo romantic comedy actor like Ben Stiller.
Oh, wow, this is great.
No,
yeah.
it's not Ben Stiller. It's more of a song and dance man.
Oh, great. This is real.
So now, do you think they added in the music stuff? Like they had a version of the script that was just for, your
Yes.
run-of-the-mill, like
Yes.
regular romantic
Yes.
comedy actor. And then they were like, okay, we have Lance Bass, we have Joey Fatone.
Yes.
As a matter of fact,
Let's-
the original script was rated R, and they had to
Really?
knock it back for the NSYNC audience.
That's right. Okay, so they wanted.
that's
They basically
interesting.
wanted something about Mary.
Yes.
So they wanted, right?
But can I say something? This movie, even if it was R, I don't even understand where the R is coming in. Because basically there's no stakes in this movie. He meets Emmanuel Cherki
Well, I
from
call
Entourage.
her E's girlfriend from Entourage.
Yeah,
And by
E's
the way, if you ever do a TV version of the show,
Yes.
we need to do like 6 hours on Entourage. Just break down 6 different
Season
Entourage
by
episodes.
season.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
I guess
Oh
spend
my God,
forever on the finale.
We have to do that.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing, a
Yeah.
special version.
Yeah, I'm an expert on Entourage. Like I know everything about it. I'm obsessed.
But basically, the whole movie is he meets a girl in the subway, and then he's just trying to find her for the rest of the movie. I mean, there's like no... Like,
Well, it is a very confusing premise because the movie starts off in a flashback.
Right.
7 years ago.
Where
We
they're
find
singing-
out that basically everything that is important to this movie happened 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I love
They
that
said a couple of times.
they're singing spin doctors, like NSYNC's making fun of spin doctors.
Yes.
Like, how dare you?
I
How
genuinely need
dare
for
you.
somebody in our audience to find out how many times Two Princes has been played in a movie.
Whoa. I would say the over under at 18.
Oh no, I'm going like
More?
30s.
Yeah.
Way more.
Wow.
Now, this
That-
is a dumb question, but is NSYNC just comprised of... I don't know anything about boy bands. Is that just Joey Fatone?
No. Well,
no, didn't you watch the credits?
Yeah, the credits has a little
Timberlake,
tag.
Timberlake was in NSYNC.
Yeah.
Timberlake,
Chris Kirkpatrick, and JC Chazé.
who's not in the movie.
Not in the movie.
Clearly a bone of contention.
Yeah.
So do you think they first went... Because, by the way, they're not to jump ahead to the... But they're at the end credits is over a sketch.
Right.
That Justin Timberlake and who is that other guy?
Chris Kirkpatrick.
All right,
Kirkpatrick.
and there's more life and energy
Oh,
in that
yes.
sketch. And it's terrible.
And it's the
but
only-
it's...
it's also very awkward that Timberlake is playing a gay man to Lance, who has since come out of the closet. It's very uncomfortable.
It's a very over-the-top gay performance by JT.
But I like Chris Kirkpatrick's kind of a German guy.
I thought he was great.
He was good. He's
I
the
really
best actor in the movie besides
Best
Johnny
actor.
So you're saying that you would rather have seen a 2-minute what that 2-minute sketch was at the end. You would rather have seen a 90-minute
feature-length film.
Yes.
Well, I feel like they probably tried to get In Sync to play all of the boys
guys,
in the
yeah.
movie.
And Timberlake's like, no fucking way. I'll do
Well,
the
see,
sketch at
that's
the
what I
end.
was curious about. Like, did the main part, Lance Bass's part, first go out to
Without
Timberlake? Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
No, see,
You don't think so?
I think Timberlake was supposed to play the, like, what's the skinny hip-hop guy. And I think Chris Kirkpatrick was supposed to play the smart guy.
Yes.
Oh,
So where does that leave
interesting.
JC Chazet in all this?
Al Green.
That's why he
Emmanuel
wasn't
Sorry.
invited to the movie.
Al Green.
You know, it's funny. Like we were talking about it, and I've seen this movie a bunch back in the day, and a couple days ago, I was like, I should watch this again, and I couldn't find it on Netflix or Amazon Instant. Amoeba didn't have it. Barnes and Noble didn't have it. But the whole movie is posted on YouTube, and I think that's the way this movie's supposed to be seen.
Yes, in
on
5
a little
chapters.
window in 8 chapters. And the great thing is, it was uploaded by a poster named Lance Bass fan page, and it says posted with the express permission of Lance Bass, which is like clearly they were like at a premiere or something and saw Lance Bass. We're like, hey, Lance, I love you. Can I post this on YouTube? He's like, yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Can I post this whole movie that Lance Bass does not own?
Yeah,
he does not own a movie that is made by whatever company it was made by. All right, so
Yeah, the premise is pretty confusing, though. So he's this
Yeah.
guy who I guess has he does date and seems to have a pretty active love life.
he's not a
from what we know.
loser.
He's not a loser.
Not a loser. In fact, he steals a girl in high school, which we find out later from another.
That was kind of, but that wasn't really. He didn't steal it. She just kind of.
She just
jumped it.
asked him, and
She used him.
From that guy's point of view, it looks like he was a dick because he gives him that smarmy look.
Okay, but it
Yeah.
does seem like he dates people.
Yeah, he's a
and
cool guy.
He's out and about.
Yes, he's out and about.
He's out and about.
Well, they also set him up as a loser in work, where he's like in the mailroom with Jerry Stiller.
Yes.
Oh.
And by the way, they lay so much pipe in the beginning of this movie, like all these things, like, hey, you ever gonna tell me what that baseball means?
Right.
Hey, are we ever gonna get this job?
Reebok is really up our ass on this account. I was like, how did Reebok get involved?
By the way, most product placement ever in a movie.
The McDonald's French fries. on the
McDonald's
L,
French fries.
That's like Mac and Me, fucking
Yeah,
like
it was
so
Mac,
blatant.
yeah.
There's a Pepsi in there.
A kid
somewhere.
is literally holding it out, like holding the McDonald's thing out. It's like it's out. Like you can't. No one would hold it like that.
By the way, I found that scene very disturbing. That kid is about 7 years
Yes.
old and says he's telling Lance Bass and his sidekick
How
that
to fuck chicks.
Yeah, how to fuck chicks.
Yeah.
And then he takes his french fries and walks over to a woman in her
30s.
30s.
yeah, in her
Easy.
mid-30s,
Yeah.
offers her fries and then gives them a look like, right,
Well,
guys?
in the R-rated version, she blows him.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what I
That's
thought
why they
was
cut
there.
it.
That
That's why they
kid
cut it.
gets laid.
Disturbing.
Also, that kid starts off the thing that I really want to just call our attention to, which is the sound effects for head turns, blinks,
Oh, yeah.
and anything else.
Fuck. What the fuck? It's like this movie was scored by a fucking DJ Morning Man in Tulsa.
I think what happened is
There's
that they
actual
saw...
crickets at one point. When
There's crickets.
somebody tells a joke that doesn't land, there's crickets.
There are crickets. There are fart noises.
Joey
There's-
Fatone has 11 fart sounds.
Oh,
Every time he moves, it's a
11.
fart sound.
There's triple takes, like, what,
Yeah.
what?
A couple record scratches. A couple of those.
When Joey Fatone turns his head at one time and goes, wicka, wicka, wicka. Like, it's like,
Actually, no, Joey Fatone actually makes that noise when he turns his head. Also, there's that song that keeps playing intermittently that's like, yeah, baby. Hey, baby.
oh,
yeah,
I actually have a clip of that song just so
Oh,
you can
my
hear. This
God.
underscores the movie is barely creaks in at an hour and 20 minutes, and this movie plays under, I would say, an hour and 15. Here you go.
That went pretty well.
All right, so there you go. That is just a taste of the music that plays all the time.
And loudly.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
points I couldn't hear the dialogue. It was
Terrible
so
sound
loud.
mixing. Terrible sound mixing. I mean, I'm trying to think of like worse leading men for a movie. Like who's worse? Like Paul Gasol?
But see,
But-
see, here's a weird thing about the movie too, though, because in the beginning, that's seven years ago, flashback, he's the lead singer of this band.
Yes.
The Spin Doctors band.
Yes.
The Spin Doctors band.
Right.
And we find out later on that music means a whole lot to him.
Oh, it's huge. That's why he works for Reebok.
He works at Reebok.
Well, so much so that when he's on the subway, he will start singing along and getting embarrassed. Because,
It's,
not only does he's listening to Al Green on his like CD man or whatever it is.
Right.
He gets so into the
Dancing.
song that he stands up on a public subway and starts dancing kind of wildly.
Yeah, and then he gives that sheepish deer in the woods about to be murdered look, like, I'm sorry, everyone. And of course, who could resist that?
But why isn't he in this band anymore?
Well, I think what maybe they were going for is that after because remember in the beginning, not only does he choke, he faints. He fucking faints.
Right. He faints. He thinks
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So maybe they had a meeting afterwards, and I think the band broke up, and the only one that held on to the fucking dream was Fatone. Can we talk about Fatone for a second?
Yeah.
It's good in a movie like this if you got a lead like Lance Bass, who's not a pure comedy guy. You got to get a comedy guy like Joey Fatone. Wasn't he? He's UCB, right?
Yeah.
Was he on
Joey
Special Montalban?
Well, no, I think, Joey Fatone was actually first member of Human Giant.
Right.
But he was a Second City guy, I think.
He was.
He's replaced
Was
him.
he Second City? I think he did Second City and UCB and IO.
I gotta say, I thought for being a non-actor that Joey Fatone, this is controversial, I thought he did a fine job. I thought he did a fine job.
I was going to say the same thing.
Thank you, Jason.
He actually seemed to be doing good.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
I think he did. He tried his best, but at the end of the day, like I've been to fucking children's funerals that are funnier.
Sure, was it funny? I
His
mean,
material was
heavens
not
no.
good. His
Heavens
material
no,
was not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess some of the fart noises were pretty good.
But you know what? He was a relief from watching Lance Bass and like E's girlfriend from Entourage.
Yeah.
Because watching them was like watching it was like being a producer on a reality show and just wading through the boring footage of a reality show. Being, how do we edit this to make this
the
interesting?
chemistry between them, it was like the chemistry between like a hubcap and a turkey sub. It's like nothing. There's nothing there.
But wait, who's who in that scenario? Because I want to know. Because I want to know whether I was attracted to the turkey sub or the hubcap.
Definitely the turkey sub. I mean, yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. Joey Fatone has, for the record,
Can we talk about the scene between the turkey sub and her roommate?
Oh my God, I was obsessed with that scene.
So basically, E's girlfriend.
You just spent the weekend with your boyfriend of 3 years, who you haven't seen in a month. Like it is like the poor roommate has like 10 minutes of just solid exposition.
Yeah. Well, the turkey sub just kind of wistfully looks out the window.
Well, like, but by the way, she comes home, like, you know, so the turkey sub is visiting Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's how they have this chance interaction.
Yeah.
But she comes home
Which is a big reveal, by the way.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
think he's going to see her again on
Right.
the line. Which,
No.
on the line,
No.
on the subway line.
Turkey Sub doesn't even live in the same town.
But it seems like this best friend is like the minute, like she's like, "How's your boyfriend? Wasn't it great?" And she's like, "I met another guy," and she's like, "Great, how is he? Isn't he awesome?" It's like these friends are switching on a
Like
dime.
a true friend be like, whoa, you met another, wait, you're in a relationship with a guy for 3 years. What the
What's
fuck are you doing?
happening?
What's wrong with you? You're acting like a fucking turkey sub. Jesus. Yeah, that was a great scene, man.
Oh my
That
god!
was-
Well,
A huge part of this movie for me hinges on a couple of things. One, there appears to be no such thing as the internet.
No.
yeah, well, 2001,
like,
right? That didn't exist, right?
Or CDs.
Like you could totally, by the way, you could 100% post a Craigslist misconnection at this point. You could try and internet look up this person. Like that would
Prodigy.
be possible, but it doesn't.
Yeah, no.
Well,
And that every single person only reads the newspaper, and the way they read it is by holding it
Holding it
up
up high.
completely in front of their face.
And by the way, this like local story is front page news every day on the Chicago newspaper.
Right. I mean, meanwhile, like 15 people got shot to death on the
Yeah.
west side. They don't mention that.
And what was really weird is the first time it showed up in the paper, the picture they used of Lance Bass was his graduation photo from high school.
Why would they do that?
I assumed it was because the other guy was the reporter
Right.
who was spurned. Just that was the only picture he could find.
Who,
of
by the
him.
way, I gotta say, it's one of the greatest introductions in cinema history, where you see the antagonist and he's at his desk playing Game Boy again.
Oh, yeah.
2001, too late for Game Boy.
By the way,
and
this
then he
movie
just-
I think takes place in the world where the Y2K happened. That's why they don't have the internet.
That's why they have to draw pictures.
Yeah.
But he's playing fucking Tetris, and for no reason, he just falls over.
Yeah,
Like
he falls out of
I
his
love
chair.
artificial, fucking inorganic physical comedy.
It's amazing.
Where they're like, I can see them on set being like, we gotta fucking pump the scene on, man. It's just flat.
I
Can you
just fall down.
like, what do you mean? You want to fall backwards? Why would I fall backwards? Just fucking do it.
I do want. All right, so when Lance Bass or when the Turkey Sub and the Hubcap get together, I do want to just play a clip so you can hear the chemistry. And this is Lance talking about baseball, which I feel like he's never seen.
No.
So here, take a listen.
Bill wouldn't think of you.
You're a Cubs fan.
Heck yeah, born and raised.
All right. So tell me your best and worst Cub moment.
Best, whenever they win.
Of course.
Worst, Game 5 in the 84 playoff.
The ground ball that went
Oh,
through Durham's
Durham's
legs. That is the worst moment of my
Horrible.
life.
I was so depressed. I didn't even go to school the next day.
I cried.
Okay, most guys wouldn't admit that.
Yeah. I don't know why I just told you that.
When he says, "That was the worst moment of my life," that's my favorite line of the whole movie. So not passionate. This guy does not care about baseball. He doesn't even know what happened. I cried.
Jesus. And those two actors, neither of them have ever seen a baseball game. They have no idea. They don't know what they're
Cubs.
talking
That's
about.
football, right? That's
Yeah.
football. And then Lance, asks her the question that every guy likes to ask a girl: what's something you only will tell a stranger?
Yeah.
Creepy.
To which
And of
she
course,
replies,
she says, I like making paper airplanes.
And one other thing, my
Shame on her.
And my dad's a pilot.
"That's why she likes making paper airplanes."
Right, that's why.
Because her dad's a pilot.
That's true. And what did she? It would be great if she's like, I killed a man in a hit and run one time. I just kept fucking driving.
That's the
Too
worst
scared.
secret to tell. What's a secret that you've never told a stranger?
Right.
I make paper airplanes. The fuck is that?
And then after that, she walks him up to the subway platform and launches one of her paper planes from there, and then says that this is her favorite spot to do it.
Her favorite spot. She doesn't live in Chicago. This is her
Doesn't
favorite-
live there.
No.
The relationship I was really curious about was between Hubcap and Jackie at work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie
That
is
was
Hubcap's
really-
nemesis.
Yeah.
They're both working on the Reebok account, which is, again, if you're keeping track, we've talked about McDonald's, Reebok, and also there's a mention of Pop Secret.
Yeah.
in there, too.
Yep.
Are we to believe that Reebok, the company Reebok, is going to hire some tiny rinky-dink ad agency in Chicago to do all of their advertising?
Oh yeah,
That no sense.
And when they show their ads to them, they're just gonna have like magazine cutouts of girls' heads on like little doll dresses. That's our ads. That was their big first of all, Dave Foley, who's in this movie, reveals, he goes, "Here is our vision of Reebok," and it looks like the worst computer graphics. Is like Reebok, the future. It's so poorly done. It's so poorly done.
Well, and also he Hubcap is supposed to be good at his job, right? You know. So
Yeah.
he says to her at one point, he goes, "What about this?" And he holds up two cush balls and goes, "Reebok." And she looks at him, she's like, "You're a moron," and she's right. That's the fucking worst pitch I've ever heard in my life.
Well, also, this guy, Lance Bass, is in the mailroom in the beginning.
Yes.
And then Turkey Sandwich says to him, did you work on that
Hey,
pop?
Paul.
Turkey sub.
Turkey sub. Oh, turkey sub.
Hey, Paul,
Sorry.
it's a turkey sub, not a sandwich.
Please.
You're right. Sorry, I apologize. Turkey Sub says like, "Oh, did you work on Pop Secret?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I wrote that jingle." Wait, you're working a fucking mailroom.
I'm trying to fix
Right.
a copier with Jerry Stiller. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about?
You're working
By
on
the way,
jingle.
the copier metaphor, which runs throughout the
God.
whole movie,
Oh.
is one of the more baffling.
That's supposed to be like the oil and There Will Be Blood. You know what I mean? It's a metaphor for everything. Jesus. Poor Jerry Stiller. He had no idea. He had no idea what he was doing in there.
So this whole movie is basically, they give you a little bit, but then they take it away. It's like, it's like then Joey Fatone, is he a good singer? Is he not a good singer?
Well, all I'll say is in the first 17 minutes, he has 3 songs.
Yes.
That's tonnage.
Oh.
That's too much.
a little bit when he does a full cover of "Pour Some Sugar on Me," literally pouring sugar on himself.
And then after fucking Turkey Hubcap tells him what happened, he gets on stage and busts a parody version of "Every Rose Has Its Thorn" about what is he, Weird Al Yankovic?
Yeah,
that just happened. It just happened.
Well, also Joey Fatone also has that interesting ability to be like, do one song. All right, guys, let's take a break. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, chat with them for a bit, go back on stage and sing another song. Yeah. He's just performing in a place where music is gonna stop and start at any given moment.
It's the world's worst bar. Oh my God. I love too about 24 minutes in when he kind of figures out what he's gonna do. You know, he's got to find her.
Oh yeah, he's got to find her.
And they start playing the titular song on the line. It's the worst moment in cinema history. It's the fucking most uncinematic, horrible, terrible scene in movie history.
This movie is the most uncinematic film at all. Like, pacing is not a thing in here.
Yeah,
montages are insane.
Montages are
really
crazy.
long too.
And
really long.
there's that scene where he walks through the hallway of that of his ad firm, and all of like the secretaries are looking at him. They play that scene about 7 times.
And the one time he just drops his papers, and they all start laughing at him. Like all he did was drop a couple papers.
These women are hard.
Yeah, it's a harsh place.
Well, also
to work,
this whole place of work is constantly dictated by what's on the cover of the Chicago Times. Like, he's looking for love. Everyone's into him. He's a jerk. Oh, everyone hates him. Like, there's so much they really are feeding off of this article. You would think these are the only people that would know him for him. They are just whatever the paper says, they are in.
They do.
Oh my God! And we haven't even talked about his friends, really. Besides Joey Fatone, we have the astute guy who's always reading the paper,
right?
And then like
super
Doogie
serious.
Howser's friend.
Yes, and then his name is GQ. He played a character called Eric.
His name in real life
is GQ.
GQ.
Oh no!
He plays a version of that character in Drumline as well as a bunch of other movies.
If you look at GQ's IMDb page, it says GQ, as he likes to be called, is a brilliant young actor, writer, and MC. A product of Shy Tilly, he went to NYU's Tisch School of the Arts and worked in the experimental theater wing. It was there, along with some classmates, he conceived the idea for the he was the Bombity of Errors.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Wait, he said he's from Shy Tilly.
Shy Tilly.
Does that mean Chicago?
Yeah, I guess so.
Paul, I'm from Chicago. I lived there 18 years. I've never heard anyone say Shy Tilly ever. Never once, ever. It's never happened. It's a made-up term. Jesus.
Shy Tilly.
Bombity of Errors
Bombity
was
of Errors.
awesome, though. Wow.
He created that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And the adaptation of the Comedy of Errors.
Dude, I think he misspelled it. Adaptation.
Nope, adaptation.
Well, that's not a word.
Nope. Hey, man, just chill out.
Just go back to Shy Tilly.
Just go back to Shy Tilly.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Jeez.
Yeah, those friends are the worst.
Yeah. They're the worst.
And basically the friends decide they're going to, because all these girls are so in love now with Lance Bass because he's looking for his true love,
right?
All the guys are going to take out all of the girls and fuck them, which they then do.
Right.
Well, that's the major flaw of the whole movie, though. Hey, all right, so these girls call him to say, "Oh, I'm the girl from the subway," but yet he has to go out on dates with all of them. It's like, no, that's not the girl.
That's not the girl.
Just pick up the phone and go,
yeah. Or show up and be like, I'm not her. Bye.
Yeah.
Out.
Or just get on the phone and be like, oh, yeah, no, you're not her.
But you guys, the other major flaw is that these friends are concocting this whole plan. Once the girls show up, they've seen Lance Bass, they've seen Hubcap's picture.
Yeah, on the cover of the paper every day.
They're going to show up and not go over to his friends. Why would they?
And basically, these guys are just fucking girls, like literally 4 times a night. That's what they allude to.
They didn't beat the script out enough, I think, was the biggest problem. I love the scene with the 3 bros or the 4 bros playing baseball.
Oh my God, barbecue baseball?
Barbecue
baseball.
God.
When Lance Bass throws a baseball, it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
It's literally how I imagine Rue McClanahan would throw a baseball right before she passed. It's so soft and
why would she pass right after that?
It's the throw. Her baseball throw kills her.
Also, he is standing maybe 4 feet in front of Joey Fatone. It's so bad.
Oh my God.
And then they hit it. And then they hit it right where their friend has set out a beautiful table, like Mark Barber set it out on barbecue. Yeah, like what are you doing here?
Surprised, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, and they literally go, "You're probably wondering why we asked you here to barbecue baseball." And he goes, "Well, I brought the meat." it was.
This is my idea.
And by the way, the staging of this movie is so horrible. The blocking that during this scene, they're all standing in one line.
One line facing camera.
Yeah, the director was done. He's just like 4-shot, fucking stand there. Let's go, keep moving.
And they look like they were freezing.
Yeah,
it looked like that was the coldest day
That
of
looks
the
like
year.
they shot it like a March 5th in Chicago.
Yeah.
Where it's like 32 degrees out. It's fucking terrible.
I do want to just, because I'm obsessed with it, like these characters going back on what they've just established that they've done.
Constantly.
Which is Joey Fatone is in love with this character called the Mick, played by Richie Sambora.
Right, they went with comedy guy again, too.
Yes.
You want to get a big comedy guy like
Sambora. Just hitting it out of the park.
Fucking bringing it.
And so Sambora, like, he's like, I love the Mick. And he watches the Mick on TRL. He's like, oh, I hate this guy. This guy's the worst. It's like, wait, you just launched over the couch to watch your favorite guy. And the guy says 2 words. And you're like, this guy is, I hate him. And then at the end, he comes back in and goes, I love this guy.
Do you think maybe he was just upset to see the Mick, like, in interview
selling
form?
out?
Like,
was he selling out?
I don't think the Mick was selling out.
No, he was being the Mick. That's what the Mick does.
The Mick talks about the Mick being the Mick.
Fuck me.
Wait, we haven't even talked about, this is before the friends concoct this plan. GQ takes Hubcap to see Al Green in concert.
Oh, yeah. You know, that 5-minute Al Green scene really gives the film a nice sense of urgency.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We're going to literally show Al Green singing for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And show Al Green singing. It is the worst lip sync of all time. I can't describe it to you because it's so utterly bad. It's like someone's playing a CD. He's not even near the microphone. It is so off. He is so bad.
That's what's weird about this movie. There are sounds added in, but then there are sounds taken away. Something very strange happened with this sound.
It's almost like the sound
mixer
mixer was like holding them hostage.
Yeah,
He's like, oh yeah, you got to pay me, otherwise you're losing the fucking Al Green track.
Did you
Hey guys,
notice?
your last couple of checks have bounced, so I'm not really going to do this anymore.
Did you notice though that at certain points the camera would be on an actor and they'd say something, and one of the words they would say would just be so obviously dubbed over by another word.
But
It
not
happened
even
a
bad
couple
words.
Of times.
No, not
curse words.
I love bad ADR in a movie.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. And every time you see the back of a character's head in this movie, you hear like, hey, watch out, get out of the way. Like the worst fucking ADR. And then they do it with their leads. I don't get it.
But they do it with their leads. Like it's like you're gonna get screwed, and then it'll be like you're gonna get in trouble. Like it's like it's like that's what they're doing. It's like I'm gonna kick your butt, and it's like, but clearly it's that ass. Like, but like that's not really dictating the difference between an R-rated movie and a PG-13.
No, but I bet it's still. I bet it was still for like tween girls. I think it was still that. It was as sensitive as butt to ass. You know, for that age
fine
girls.
line.
If we're talking about twin girls, are you going to talk about the scene with Al Green?
No,
Oh, yeah.
go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe the most offensive scene in the movie is the protagonist or the antagonist's girlfriend, who's actually my friend Mindy. She goes on a date with Joey Fatone, and he tells his friends what happened the next day.
Oh yeah.
I would love her to come on and talk about this movie. I mean, and her character, because it was so baffling. I mean, she's having a hard time with the antagonist.
He's a dick. He's, wrapped up in his work, and he's consumed with jealousy over Hubcap.
So much so that when she walks in from that date, she's severely injured.
Her
neck,
fucking face is bandaged.
Yes.
her face is bandaged.
Her leg
She's wearing a leg brace.
Yes, clearly she's been hit by a car or something.
Something terrible.
He doesn't
has
even
happened
look
to her.
up.
He does. He doesn't look up for a while. Then he does look up, continues to talk, looking at her, and doesn't notice.
Right, and then at the end he goes,
Doesn't
"What
know
happened to you?" And then they get out of the scene.
Yeah.
And then Joey Fatone comes in the next morning and is like,
No, wait a second. He says, "What happened to you?" And she smiles. She smiles like she's like, "I finally got fucked right."
Yeah, that's what I got out of it too. Like she
That's
did
what I
some
thought,
creepy
too.
shit with Joey Fatone.
Right. That's what was so interesting about her
Right.
character. So then Joey Fatone retells the story to his friends.
Right, and they're like, "What happened?" And he basically tells her, he's like, "I was doing my thing," which is like rocking out, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
rocking out in
Like
his
the Mick.
bedroom.
Right, his big move is to kick the amp.
That's it.
Right,
And he
that's
says that.
the
He goes,
sick- yeah.
"That's my big move." Like it's not like
There's no ambiguity there.
Yeah.
Right? So, and his friends are like, what happened? And then he fucking kicks her in the face.
yeah, the amp doesn't the amp like fly at her or something?
No, he misses the
He
amp.
misses
Just
the amp.
kicks
He
her
kicks her
in
in the
face.
fucking face. And she falls over and he goes, "I broke her nose." And they all go, "Oh!" And he goes, "And her ankle." "Oh!" And then they start
laugh
laughing.
hysterically.
And then he goes, "Guys, it's not funny."
Yeah.
And then they stop.
that scene where Joey Fatone, GQ, and the smart guy are eating cereal, Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes, big box of Frosted Flakes, prominent.
They are eating food so loudly. There is such loud, wet mouth sounds.
Disgusting.
In that, it was overwhelming wetness of chewing.
I love that we call the other friend the smart guy.
They brought up
made
the
me
level.
nauseous.
The sound mixer brought up the levels on that.
Yeah, fuck these guys. Fucking check.
And they're just talking about like getting laid.
I couldn't believe it.
I do want to revisit the Al Green scene again because it was a misconnection because Turkey Sub was there and so was Hubcap, but they missed each other. But they get Hubcap gets kicked out because he doesn't have tickets.
Doesn't have a ticket.
Now, meanwhile, this Al Green concert is like in a formal dining space.
Yeah, it's like 60
it's like at a
people.
supper club.
Yeah.
How did he even get there and get a table? He was
Front row.
And by the way, like, why did they even? So this is obviously they needed to get them in the same space together. So the writers' fix to that was to have GQ say he had tickets to this thing, and then get him to go, but he doesn't know Turkey Sub's going to be there. Like,
No.
I guess GQ also likes Al Green.
Who doesn't love Al Green Jr.? My God,
young men love Al Green.
My dad, these guys.
You could guess that they might be there because they talked about loving Al Green. She said he's playing at that venue.
Yes.
In a normal movie, if I'm Hubcap,
It would
I'm like,
follow that he'd be there.
Maybe that girl that I liked who said she loved Al Green and knew about that concert would be there.
Well, that's great, but then why would you have GQ be in the front row and then all of a sudden, yo, I forgot my tickets, yo, Shy Tizzy. What did he say?
At the supper club,
Chantilly.
nobody checks your ticket at the door. You just walk in and sit down and start ordering drinks and a
is
meal.
he eating? He's eating food.
Yeah,
isn't
they're
he?
eating.
God damn it.
They're eating food.
Ah, shit.
And then a security guard comes over for no reason.
No reason.
By the way, why is Al Green doing dinner theater?
Yeah,
you
he
would
plays
think,
out that big of stadiums and stuff. Yeah.
the Reverend is playing out bigger.
Oh, the Reverend.
Oh my God.
They're so now the friends, they've fucked up. They started dating all these girls, having sex with all of them, and now they got now Lance Bass has gotten some bad play, I guess, because the return of events. Turkey Sub finds out about this.
Well, Turkey Sub meets GQ.
Yes,
but even before that, I expected that the reveal of Turkey Sub finding out that this was all going on, because she's not in Chicago very much.
But she makes it back to Chicago a lot.
But didn't she say she's moving?
She says she wants to do field work. And her boyfriend, Paul, says, enough with the fossil hobby. And she says, it's not a hobby.
Take that. First of all, he looks like Tom Hanks at the end of Big when he turns back into a kid. Like he's a young kid wearing a business suit. He's like, the markets.
He's like, don't sell.
Right.
His cell phone makes
futures, cattle futures.
Yeah, but I figured, okay, so the way they're going to reveal her finding out that, like, she's been sort of detached from this whole thing, and this crazy, like, Chicago's taken by storm with this story. So it's going to be really interesting how she finds out. No, she just walks over to a newspaper stand.
Right.
Picks up a paper
That's
and
it.
reads it.
That's it.
Just real casual, like real casual.
not excited. Calls the number.
And that's it. She
that's
just
it.
calls the number.
That's
She
it.
doesn't exclaim. She doesn't look surprised. She's just like, dials the phone. And GQ picks up and pretends to be Kevin, and she's like, totally fine. All right, let's meet up.
Before that, though, there's a great little scene where Lance Bass, Hubcap answers the phone at his house, and we assume that it's Turkey Sub. He's like, hey, I'll meet you. So he goes to dinner, and you see him waiting in the diner by himself. And then you see her walking to a diner, and they did like fucking Silence of the Lambs, where you don't know what's happening. And then it's just, it's the crazy girl, the fucking level 4 at Improv Olympic in Chicago, fucking got cast, doing the whole, I'm a cutter.
I feel like we have a cosmic connection.
Yeah, that fucking bullshit.
Oh, God.
My favorite part about that was at the end when Cosmic Connection and Hubcap, it goes wrong and she gets mad at him. She leaves. She like storms out, but she first leaves money. She takes money out of her purse and puts it on the table.
Well, she's a considerate crazy person.
As best as I can tell, she has not eaten, ordered, or drank anything.
And Cosmic Connection also... Isn't Cosmic Connection the same girl who goes, I don't need to take this. I'm from Oregon.
Yeah.
What?
God, I didn't notice she left money.
Yes.
I didn't notice she left money. Maybe that's one
amazing.
of her quirks.
Oh, I love it. So the guys try to help him back, help out Lance Bass, and they make a sign that says, "Has anyone seen this girl?" And it's the most crude drawing.
Oh, my God.
It is like a stick figure head.
Yeah.
And they're going around going, "Hey, have you seen this girl?
Yeah.
Have you seen this girl?"
Yeah, and not
it's
only
a
that, but
stick
they're
figure head.
it's a stick figure head, and they're screaming at people. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"You
they're
guys!"
harassing them. Yeah.
These people can't do anything to help you.
Right. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Fucking leave me alone. I
The
want to
bad
work.
thing is GQ had her. GQ had the
Such a
girl,
bad friend.
and he lets her get away.
I love to. I mean,
And not only does he let her get away, but when all the friends find out that he actually saw her, they say you have to tell Hubcap immediately.
Yeah.
He takes his time.
He's in no rush. No
He is
urgency.
in no
It goes to
rush.
another baseball game.
Right. Which, by the way, of course, the Chicago Cubs are such whores. You could shoot a fucking bukkake film. They're like, yeah, sure, great, absolutely. And then
When are you going to be here?
You know you're fucked when the best line and the best line reading in your film comes from Sammy Sosa.
Which I would love to play for you right now.
mean,
This is
it's
basically Sammy Sosa has had this problem where he keeps on hitting foul balls into GQ's nuts. So
can I just say that's never happened in the history of baseball, let alone
Never.
3 times in one season.
3 times, and it looked like they were also. It looked like the foul ball. Like, it didn't look like they were in an area where that foul ball would come right into his nuts.
And if that happened, he would be seriously injured.
He'd be a
Yeah.
contusion. He'd be in the hospital. Fucking be sad.
Let's listen to Sammy Sosa's line. The first line, there are 2 other Cubs I don't know the names of, and then the third one is Sammy Sosa.
That's gotta hurt. I can't believe he's hit that guy 3 times this season.
Damn, that's the 3rd time this season I hit this guy.
Best performance in the movie.
I wonder if the line was they were like, maybe people aren't going to understand Sammy, so maybe
get
we
2
need
other
people
guys.
who don't speak with an accent to say the same line first.
Yeah.
Just set it up, set the table a little bit.
Jesus. It's impossible, by the way. That's completely impossible. You can't hit someone in the nuts. It's just, it's out of, no.
Yeah.
Oh man, and Nuts is a runner in this movie too. He goes, "Oh, he just got hit in the." And somebody like, "Would you like nuts in your Chinese food?" That's literally the next scene. Just got hit in the. Would you like nuts in your Chinese food?
I also got to see it again, but I feel like when he gets hit in the balls, there's a boing.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like a woo.
I mean, there's a sheep sound effect at one point.
There is a
It's
sheep. I heard
like,
that. I heard that. Yeah.
I'm sorry to go back to the injured girl and Joey Fatone,
Yeah.
but where did we land on that? So she really got something out of that experience.
Well, Joey
Like, I
Fatone
guess-
also goes, "She got rocked."
Okay, so are we to understand that after he hit her and she rolled back off that bed backwards and fell on the ground?
No one has
that they had
equilibrium in
sex
Chicago.
After that.
They fucked after that.
Okay,
after he
and
broke
then
her
she
nose
went-
and her ankle.
And then she went to the hospital.
Then she went to the hospital. The
Okay.
doctor says, "What happened? Broke my nose, broke my ankle. When an hour ago? What were you doing in between? Fucking, why didn't you come here right away?"
By the way, Joey Fatone did not accompany her to the hospital. I don't believe he did.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. How did she meet Joey Fatone?
Because she called the number.
She
Right,
called
sorry,
the-
sorry,
yeah,
forgot.
from the
Forgot.
paper.
There's a lot of information, guys. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh my
There's a lot going on.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
Wow.
think that they were gonna have? I mean, I won't cut to the end of the movie. I mean, there's stuff. Everybody sort of has a happy ending at the end.
Oh yeah, everything works out great.
Except for us.
Everything. But do you think that those characters ended up together?
Oh yeah, they definitely did. They had
have
that
to.
thing.
Yeah, they have a little thing at the
Remember,
end.
she comes in at the end because when the Mick is there and the Mick is saying like, "I want you to do my new record."
Right,
deal."
and then she shows up.
Yeah.
Okay,
And by the way, she's totally healed. Like a day or
A
two.
broken
later.
nose it's simple. It's a real quick fix.
All right. So basically. The movie takes a really bold choice, which is the last 20 minutes could probably be condensed into 5.
Yeah, 2. I was gonna say 2.
Yeah, 2. It's like
Real.
it's so many music montages, so many sad faces. Like they're just wading through at this point. They're just like, we need to make
we
this
are
at least
given the twist
120
that
minutes.
Jerry Stiller has had a heart attack,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
which
That
is
was-
which was surprising.
He actually had a heart attack because he found out he was doing this movie and he just fucking killed over. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Was I really stoned? Or is there a scene where fucking Hubcap is breakdancing in the office by himself?
Yes,
Okay, that's-
wearing ladies' Reebok sneakers.
And not only that, but after Hubcap gets so into it that he's on the ground, he's breakdancing. Then Jackie walks in,
Yeah, she
finds
catches him.
him there, and then he pretends to hide.
Yeah, he
on
starts.
The ground.
Yeah, he kind of like He kind of curls into a ball a little bit. And
Yeah,
turns,
as though like he's saying to her, just like, I'm not here. Like, I'm not here. Like, this isn't happening.
But guys, why is he putting on women's sneakers?
I did respect that.
He's trying to feel the product so he can come up with the killer jingle.
But meanwhile, they already came up with the jingle.
They got it.
Like
They got it.
like in the beginning of the movie, it's like for girls on the move,
That's
Reebok.
Well,
and then
but
like he's constantly working on this ad campaign. Like, what else is there to do?
We got it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Reebok for a second, because they originally don't really care about him, and he's put on the team kind of by accident.
Well, no,
right?
he's put on the team. He's put on the team because he was in the paper, and then Reebok.
Right.
Dave Foley first was like, get on the team.
I'm going to use him to my advantage.
Yeah, and then the newspaper was like, get on the. Then they saw the newspaper and like, get on the team. But
they
then
want
the
him on the
newspaper
team. But why
turned
would
against
they
him.
want him on the team? Because he's
looking for
posting
love?
this misconnection. Like, I wasn't quite sure.
God, I don't know.
How
Maybe
that
because
logic
it's
works.
just he's like a celebrity now, right?
So they want him. He's a celebrity, so they want him on this advertising.
Did they know he was the guy? Did they know the guy in the paper was the guy that was on their ad team?
Yes.
Yeah,
Reebok does. Yes.
They want.
Yes.
That's why when the paper turned against him, they were like, "We want him off." The ad team.
Right. We've changed our mind officially here at Reebok.
Although, wait a second. Here's a big hole. Reebok thought that it was Jackie's idea.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
because Jackie stole his idea.
She stole his idea. Yeah.
All right, so we are nearing the end of this movie here. Holy.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up. This is insane.
Yeah.
Barry Stiller delivers a couple sports monologues.
How did you get that? Because in the beginning of the movie, he goes, "How'd you get that baseball?"
And he's like, "I'm not gonna tell you."
And,
Right?
and then at the end,
well, he had a life-changing experience. He wants to get it all out before he's gone. I mean, I get it. It makes sense.
by the way, for a man who had a heart attack, he's totally fine. He's almost in a nursing home.
yeah.
He's like in a beautiful like arboretum in a
Yeah.
wheelchair.
They actually shot that scene on the King of Queens set. They were like, "Listen, you're gonna lose Stiller. You got to go to him. Shoot the scene
shoot
there.
it real
Go,
quick.
go,
Gotta
go." One of my favorite exchanges is at the end when all the bros come back together at the bar. And one of the guys, GQ says to him, "You look good." Lance Bass goes, "I feel good." And the other smart guy goes, "You look good." Fucking first rule of improv. Listen, that's been established.
I think, honestly, the writers and directors didn't trust that all the lines would be heard. Again, there's something happening with the sound guys on the set. They just want to get all the lines a couple times.
So this movie was made for you. Anyone want to take a guess how much this movie was made for?
I will say $12 million.
June?
Yeah, I'm going to say like maybe 8.
Jason?
20.
20?
16 million bucks.
God.
And it made a whopping 4.3.
Just keep the money.
4.3.
That's a lot of money that didn't go on the screen. Like,
Yeah, there's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
on the
nobody got
screen.
paid salary.
it
was a
looks
cash grab.
terrible.
Yeah, it looks terrible. Yeah.
There's no hair and makeup department.
Oh,
in
no,
this
no.
Movie. Like, everybody
Turkey
was
Sub
sweating.
doesn't have hair and makeup for the first quarter of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hubcap does.
Hubcap has a lot.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
I love too when Sambora and him show up at the end. It's like in Heat. When
Yeah.
Pacino and De Niro have that
Finally.
scene. Yeah. Finally, these two screen legends are sharing the screen.
I also loved in that scene, everybody's found someone by the end, and the smart guy at the bar turns around, he's listening to music, we're having a happy ending, and there's a girl holding
An art book.
An art book.
Who I guess we're supposed to understand is smart,
Yeah.
and that they'll end up together.
I
Yeah.
guess
So
that-
so.
By the way, the
And
smart
she's
guy.
in a bar at night and
holding an art book,
like a
coffee table. It's a coffee table book.
By the way, the
coffee
smart.
table-sized art book.
If this is like a real movie, the smart guy would not want any part of the dating, and he would be like, "No, I want to find love realistically."
Right.
No, he's out
Right.
there fucking girls just
Oh,
as much
yeah.
as all the other three
Writing on
guys.
the board.
Like, yeah, so it's not like it's
Also-
not like a big deal that he found love
No.
because he even says like, "Oh, last night was awesome." Like he's like he's into it. Like, yeah.
The weird thing too about their plan is like they seem to be meeting girls like every 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So is it about fucking them? Because they're meeting I don't know. Are they?
June, you just don't get what it is to be a guy.
I guess not.
In the R-rated version, they show them all fucking. It's all like I
It's
mean,
like
you
all that,
actually
like the
see
scene
it.
in Wedding Crashers.
It is just
naked girls on the bed.
all
Naked
the time.
Clearly, we did not like this movie, but there are people who really did, and this is now time for a second opinion. These are reviews culled from Amazon.com. There's a couple of them this time because they were so great. I had to pull more than usual. This is a great one. This is written by Carrie Giltfeather, and this was written in 2001.
That's not a real name.
Fake name.
Yeah.
No one has that name.
This is written by Carrie Gilfeather. A real feel-good movie when America needed it most.
Oh, how dare you.
Wow. Wow.
Offended by that.
Horrible.
Yeah, that's rough.
And then this is definitely a fake name. Tyresa Darksaber says...
Darksaber?
Darksaber.
Come on.
Not a real name.
They got a better fake name than that. Darksaber?
Darksaber.
Fuck me, all right.
What I love about that is like I feel like people, even though these are positive reviews,
Yes.
nobody's willing to put themselves out there.
Oh,
with their
yeah.
name.
These are 5-star reviews. Because this is a clean movie. Of course, there might be some language, but it was totally void of any long petting scenes.
That's Tyresa Darksaber?
That's Tyresa Darksaber.
Isn't she on Game of Thrones?
Now there's another one. These are written just by the blank names. I was very impressed with Joey and Lance's performance. There are better actors than these guys, but just imagine this movie with other people and you'll be fine.
It's not my responsibility.
That's a slam. That's a slam. That's not a good
I gave
review.
him a 5-star review. If you don't like these guys, just imagine better people doing
Look,
the
there
part.
are better actors, I'm not going to lie. But if you imagine those better actors doing it, it's great.
It also says here, it could have been better with 15 or 20 minutes chopped off. It dragged out too long. With 15 or 20 minutes, the movie's barely an hour.
It's 58 minutes then.
This could have been a good half-hour sitcom.
And this is my favorite one just because of the math of it. This is from Melissa Wilkins. For all the people who think it bombed, please keep in mind it was only in 1,000 theaters. And when compared to the big pictures that show in more than 90,000 theaters...
90,000 theaters.
They would have actually placed fourth for first week numbers. Not bad for a couple of boy band guys, huh? Thanks, Lance, for the great wholesome movie that we are so lacking. You don't have to be 14. I'm 35 and I
Paul, let's stay in the light. Let's
My
stay
heart
in the
breaks.
light.
The heart breaks.
Please.
90,000. No, by the way,
90,000
just so you
screens.
know, no movie is released on 90,000
Ever.
screens.
There's not 90,000 screens ever.
There aren't 90,000 screens in America.
Yeah,
No, in the
basically-
worldwide, I don't even know there's 90,000
Basically,
screens.
in America, like the most is like 3,000.
I think it's 3,700.
Yeah,
I think it's
37.
Let's get specific,
So
yeah.
90,000. Yeah, if you put this, if it was released in 90,000
I mean,
theaters,
there might be 90,000 TV screens, but fucking movie screens? I don't know.
so that is a second
I also
opinion.
love that at the very end when the Chicago Tribune.
I'm sorry, guys. It's the Chicago Daily Post.
I'm so sorry.
gotta keep it
You're
real.
absolutely right.
We had a
The
great
Chicago
article.
Daily Post.
Fire was the title.
Fire! The Chicago Daily Post reports on this happy ending and publishes on the front page the worst picture of Turkey Sub and Hubcap.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Did
my God.
anybody see
Oh
that?
God.
Like,
Her
she's like-
eyes
there's
are
like-
closed.
They were running out of money at that point. Like, just fucking whatever. Use any. Just put two makeup stills together. Fuck it.
By the way, the end of this movie, the coverage on this event is like a space shuttle launch. It's like there's so many cameras, everyone's gathered around their TVs, everyone's watching.
Civilians on the L platform are like, I'm not going to work today. Fuck my
fuck
family.
it.
I'm going to watch fucking Turkey Sub and fucking Hubcap shake hands. And then, of course, like we said, that great character-driven little tag at the end with Timberlake.
Oh, Timberlake! It actually was the best part of the movie. They stopped the end of the movie. It's almost they didn't even trust it to be in the end credits.
Yeah,
Al
yeah.
Green starts singing again. Al Green comes up and he's singing. They cut that off immediately, and they go behind the scenes. Right. And it wasn't
never
really
seen that.
behind the scenes.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it was, and it was just JT. But you get why JT went on to a lot of bigger movies than this.
He has more charisma than every single person in that movie combined.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's a movie star.
Lance Bass, I guess, what else did he do after this? I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Well, he's now one of the biggest actors in America, isn't he?
You're thinking of Ben Stiller, Jason.
Oh, my bad.
But like in Chuck and Larry, I think it was just like a literally one-off gay joke where Sandler's like, "Yeah, look, there's Lance Bass. He's a gay guy like me," you know. Like it wasn't a big part. And Joey Fatone, I know recently was on fucking like Celebrity Cook-Off. And he
does
brought
look
as
like-
much energy to that as he did this movie. He
he looks like a
appreciate
guy-
Joey Fatone.
I do too.
I really do.
He seems like probably like the nicest guy
Yes.
in the world. He tries really hard.
Yes,
Well, he was
he's
also
got something.
he was also in Jersey Shore Shark Attack,
Oh, that's right.
Mancation,
What?
Incubus, Karaoke Battle USA, the Kentucky Derby,
I
Imagination
genuinely
Movers in
hope
Concert.
you're looking these up and not reciting these from memory.
I'm sorry. Was it
Beethoven's Big Break. the dog movie Beethoven.
So wait, that year, like 2 years ago, the Oscars, it was No Country for Old Men, There Will Be Blood, Jersey Shore Shark Attack.
Yes.
What were the other ones?
I think it was a dual year. Wasn't Mancation nominated?
Mancation might have been there. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
Oh my God! So that is this movie. Did we miss anything that anyone wants to chat about?
God,
It's just strange that one of the big plot points is that they have this crazy connection because they can both recite every president in order of presidency.
Yeah, that's how they
That's
connected.
like a huge part of their story, their love.
That they know the
It's a big part
presidents
of their
by heart.
love. Yeah.
I still love to hear this. Tell me a secret you've never told anyone. That is so fucking.
You've
I
never
make
told a
paper.
stranger.
Never told a stranger. That's madness.
Still the best.
Oh my God, guys! We have T-shirts. They're awesome. They're brand new. They're Crank 2 inspired. Jason Oda made them for us, and they're amazing. Our new guy pulling our clips, Dave Steffi. Thank you for pulling our clips on the line. Didn't mean to make you watch it. Would you guys recommend people seeing this movie? I think I would.
I think it's a fun movie.
I think
to
it's a
watch.
fun movie to watch. Clearly, Tracy Lightsaber thinks it's good.
Teresa
Darksaber thinks it's good family fun. It's a movie to watch if you're, a 8-year-old girl who's had some head trauma.
And if you have YouTube, you can watch it in 8 easy installments.
Oh yeah, just go to Lance Bass fan page. Remember, it is posted with the express permission of Lance Bass. He owns it.
You can follow us on Twitter. I am at Paul Shear.
At Miss June Diane.
At Ike Barinholtz.
There you go.
I'm not on Twitter, guys. I'm not on Twitter.
Jason,
Not on Twitter.
2012, man. You got to get on there, bud.
And Jason, you have a big movie coming out this week, The Dictator.
Yes.
Yep,
Coming
please,
out.
everybody go next Wednesday
So
the 16th.
excited.
Please go and see The Dictator.
Oh, can't wait.
It's going to be
Cannot
awesome.
wait.
All right, well, that is all. Thank you, Ike, so much for being here.
Thank you.
You're
guys.
awesome.
Love the show. Love the podcast.
This is amazing. You have to come back. All right, thanks so much. That's it. Bye-bye.
Bye.